Everyone, you are watching Rob's MetalWorks, and tonight we have returned to the Paper Tiger right here on St. Mary Street, and none better than to support one of the premier American deathcore bands in the world. I have with me the man, Aaron and Miles of the band Rings of Saturn. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. Much ado.
Thanks so much, man. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here, Miles. Great to have you too.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks for having us, man.
Gentlemen, as I was telling you before we started shooting, it's a big pleasure to have Rings of Saturn on the program. Definitely 2017 will be a pivotal year for the band.
Yeah,
I don't want to take for granted, though, there's still a lot of people that I meet, old schoolers like me, and even some of the young kids out there who are still coming on to the band, maybe who have heard the name but really don't really know a little bit about the history of the band. And you guys have had a little history now as we enter 2017. I don't know if it feels like it's been that long, but please, one of you share a little bit about the early beginnings of Rings of Saturn.
Well, the band was formed, I believe, 7 years ago now.
Yeah, 7 years ago.
Yeah, and Aaron and I are the two newer members, although we've been in for 2 or 3 years now. So, yeah, gone through some stuff. We got 3 albums out. First one was Embryonic Anomaly, second was Dingier, and then Lugal Kien. And we've got an upcoming album this year, which should hopefully be out in summertime, which I'm really excited about. That was a lot of fun. So, yeah.
First release on Nuclear Blast, so that's exciting. First Nuclear Blast release this year.
One of the cool things too that I think people really enjoy about the band is kind of like the alien motif, you know, especially now in the day and age that we live in, you know, even with the song titles and the artwork and even some of the musically, you know, it really sounds kind of technical, and you guys have these high pitchy things in your guitars. Talk a little bit about the alien motif. Is that something that we'll continue to see with Rings of Saturn, and how did that first come about too?
As far as the origin of it, Lucas Mann, the founder, he really digs video games, and you know, the whole alien theme. He was just messing around with some guitar pedals one day and found a harmony that sounded, you know, sort of alien-like, and he just kind of ran with that, and it stuck, you know, with the artwork, the lyrical themes, the music. As far as the band being alien, yeah, I'm pretty sure that, like, for the entirety of the band, definitely this next record, the alien vibes are throughout. But, you know, obviously it's gonna progress and become different and change a little bit, but, like, we're always gonna be the alien core band, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad you say that, because I remember when my cousin first started sending me some tracks, he goes, alien core, and we were jamming Rings of Saturn.
Yeah, that's exactly what Lucas Mann started, and yeah, that's what we do. We're alien core, for sure.
You know, undoubtedly the band's 2014 release, Lugal Kien, you know, opened a lot of doors for the band. I think that was a pivotal release for the band. It seems like, you know, they broke the Billboard Top 200 as well. Talk a little bit about some of the doors that release opened for the band. Looking back now, how do you feel about it?
I think that album was a lot more melodic in a lot of aspects, and kind of went, you know, it just opened up like any band when you have, you know, albums coming out. Most bands progress throughout the time, and I think that album kind of stepped a little bit further into the melodic, you know, elements that this band could do. And it's definitely going to be really apparent with the new album, you know, because a lot of times people compare this band to say, oh, you know, it's like wanking or this and that, which, you know, yeah, that's cool, but that's, you know, that's part of the band. It's, you know, like the shred aspect, and that's cool and it's fun, and that's like the whole alien core vibe. But yeah, I think Lugal definitely kind of set the pace and put like a direction for this next album as well. I think this next album, as well as Lugal, is going to open up a lot more people to listen to the band, as opposed to, you know, maybe a little bit more of a cult following. We still have, like Aaron said, all the, you know, all the core elements of this band, but there's a lot of new things that are going to be introduced that were also introduced in Lugal in aspects.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're an experimental band. You know, I mean, the alien sound in and of itself is experimental. So I mean, you know, we could go totally off the map with like the general like meat of Rings of Saturn, but I mean, it can still like have that alien aspect and still be the band, because it's just, at the end of the day, an experiment. You know what I mean? We're just abducting people and seeing what happens.
I'm glad, you know, I'm glad you guys are saying these things, and you guys are saying things that I really like to hear from young bands, because believe it or not, we're in my truck right now listening to a band, and I said, I already heard their new stuff. It's coming out in March. It sounds like the same old thing.
Right.
Yeah, you know, and I hate that. I hate to see that, because especially from young bands, because I know, you know, bands have to evolve who they are.
Yeah, I don't think this band has ever been that way. I mean, you know, like we said, all 3 albums were completed before Miles and I joined. Embryonic, Dingier, Lugal. I don't think any one of the albums sounds the same. It's all, you hear it and it's always Rings of Saturn, but it's not stale, and I don't think this album is gonna sound like any of the last ones either, but you're still gonna hear it and know that it's Rings of Saturn, and that's what matters.
And it seems like this lineup is, for me, all the bands that I work with, you have to go through a little evolution and then find the real lineup that's going to take it to the next level. And it seems like this lineup of Rings of Saturn is that lineup.
Yeah, I feel like we have a real good lineup. And yeah, everything worked. The new album went very smoothly for the most part, and yeah, I mean we've all been around for a couple of years now, so it's pretty set in stone for now. I think it's good. I'm happy with it. So
let's talk about the new record. It seems like since 2010, the band had been releasing a new record every 2 years. So I think fans were anticipating a new record in 2016. It didn't happen. Yeah. Now 2017, it's finally going to happen, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what really happened was just. Lugalkian ended our 3-year contract with Unique Leader.
Right.
And after that, well, before that, but then also after it ended, we just went through a lot of, negotiating and just business type stuff, with different record labels and whatnot. And so that took a while to finally land on exactly what we were doing with Nuclear Blast. We're stoked as all hell to be with them though. They're
the premier record label.
Metal record label. Yeah, exactly. They are fantastic. It's a blast working with them. And anyways, so aside from that, the recording and the writing process, it was smooth, but there, were definitely hiccups that you just expect. And so, things took a while, but we really wanted to take our time. Number one, because we always want to be proud of the product that we released, but two, it being especially the first record on Nuclear Blast and our first, release after Unique Leader, we just really wanted to make a bang, literally. So, but it's finally going to come out. Yeah, it's going to be out this summer, and I think that, the extended time of the release is going to make people a little more stoked. Everybody's really, really wanting it, and we're playing it on this tour.
Nice.
We're like releasing little teasers here or there. We have a music video coming out, so I feel like people are getting a nice taste of it, and they've really been wanting it. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I haven't seen any titles online yet, so I know you guys can't say anything about that just yet. But when can fans anticipate to really start, maybe getting a lyric video or some really technical, detailed information about the new record?
I would expect sometime probably in May, is I believe what we were told. All of this is obviously tentative, but that was the I believe the discussed time. But definitely before now in summer. So the soon is finally coming to a close, and it's actually going to be happening.
Yeah, soon.
So I anticipate great things to happen for you guys this year once the record comes out and Nuclear Blast gets it all over the world. You guys are definitely going to be busy. You guys are on this run right now with Carnifex. You're 8 dates in. How's it been going so far?
This tour has actually been fantastic. Every tour we do is great. Sometimes things don't run super smooth. Sometimes, there are more hiccups than others. But this one, all around, the shows are great. Every band on the package has great music, and every person in every band is cool. Yeah, just killer person, dude or chick, because we have a couple girls on this package. It's actually really, really awesome. I'm super happy with this run. It's long, and sometimes you see 2 months long. It's really daunting, but I'm actually really excited to be on this one. And then when Despise hops on, that's gonna be cool because they're legends, and I hear that they're all really cool dudes, and they just crush it. So I think it's gonna be a really, really good time.
I was about to mention that because we were talking about it earlier. This run goes into the beginning of April. God, that's a pretty nice little jaunt.
Yeah, that's a long one. It's a little bit shorter than the last one we did. When we did we did the Thigh Art tour, and then we had a headliner, and then we did Winds of Plague, and those were all back to back. I think we had like a day off in between them, but we had days off throughout. Yeah, 73, 75. It was a really long tour, but this is good, and we're all getting rest and playing well and having a good time. So as long as you keep the good spirit up, everything seems to go smooth.
One of the things too live that I've always found a little curious about Rings of Saturn is that you guys do not play with a bass player. Talk a little, and if my memory serves me correctly, you guys have not officially had a bass player in the band since, like, I think 2012, so it's been a long time. You record bass on the record, though, right? Lucas does that. Is that correct?
Yeah, we use what's called Texas Grind. It's just a MIDI automation bass. A ton of bands use it, even bands that have bass players. Yeah, we had bass players in the past. They actually decided to just not replace the last one before I had even joined the band. Bass is a super important instrument, obviously, and just depending on what setting you're in, is obviously going to dictate what kind of bass player you want and how you want them to sound. This band, we have a backtrack bass live, to fill in all that sound, because otherwise it would be like really empty and flat and not as heavy and crushing. But the band is not really like a bass-driven band. You know, it's about like how shreddy and like gnarly and crazy the guitars are, and you know, like the drums are doing crazy shit the whole time. Right? Yeah. And then the vocals are just like super heavy and dramatic. And again, bass is fucking phenomenal. I mean, any other band I'd be playing in, I would have a bass player. But this one, I understand why, because it's just kind of there to like fill the space, and it wouldn't really be like a focal point of the band. You know what I mean?
Right. No,
Yeah.
I completely understand.
And with that, I mean, most of the bass parts, even on the new record, are usually playing in unison with the guitars. Well, I mean, it's actually it's an octave below, or however far we take it. Maybe 2. I think 2 might actually be below like the actual audible point. But yeah, it's an octave below, but it's playing, you know, same thing as the guitars most of the time. So like Aaron was saying, it's just like a space filler, and it's not like the focal point of the band. But you know, also if we didn't have it there, our live show and records would sound, you know, it just would, it wouldn't be full. And that's that's how it goes. And also, you know, like any other band, if it was, you know, a different writing situation or musical style, a bass player would definitely be like an integral part of it. You know.
As we look ahead now, I mean, we're at the beginning of 2017. What does the rest of the year hold for the band, touring wise? What would you like to do?
I would like.
Can't really say too much. Everything, there are a lot of tentative things. There are some things set in stone, but everything right now is just really under wraps. Nothing's been released yet. Nothing's been really leaked yet. So expect us doing a lot this year and definitely next year.
But you'll be touring all of 2017.
Correct.
For sure.
Yeah. But aside from, you know, the release of the album mid-time this year, we can't really say too much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, talk about the video.
It was fun and it was hot. We were outside.
Where'd you shoot?
We were in LA.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We had, as you can see in some photos that are online, we had the downtown LA skyline in the background. We played on this roof. Super cool view, super cool landscape. But yeah, it was, you know, hot and sunny out, not a cloud in the sky.
Performance video?
Yeah. It's a performance video, but there's gonna be a lot of cool, you know, magic and CG stuff in there. Yeah.
Cool. Any additions there?
It was a lot of fun, and I mean, the whole thing was very professional. All the people at Nuclear were just absolutely awesome, and yeah, it was a fun experience. It was, you know, really hot though. We were on like on top of a roof, like Aaron said, and it was like a black roof.
It was like twice.
No, I did a little bit more than that, but Aaron got the short end of the stick. He was in pretty much every take. We probably had like a couple dozen. So.
Yeah. So I was
like, dude, you're not hitting the drums hard enough.
Well, that, and you know, like, say you film just the vocal or just like the stage left or stage right guitar, if the drummer's not in that shot but you see like drums not moving, it looks whack. So I had to do, you know, but I mean that's just kind of par for the course for the drummer. I don't really need to talk about that. It doesn't really matter.
We look for, when will it be released, you know?
Probably sometime like around May, something like that. Cool. Yeah, this is gonna kind of go along with, you know, album pre-orders and info, you know, dropping info of like track listing and stuff like that. Yeah.
And speaking of video, Miles, I saw the Schecter Guitar Clinic you did at NAMM. Talk a little bit about that. I thought it was really cool, man. Yeah, that was your brand new guitar, the Banshee Elite 8, whatever.
Yeah, I was using the Schecter Banshee Elite 8. Awesome guitar. I've been playing that for almost 2 years now, year and a half, something like that. But yeah, that was a ton of fun.
It's an 8-string, right?
Yeah, I have an 8 that I use with rings. I mean, you could get away with the 7 and some of the stuff, but that was what I do with the ring stuff. I also have a Banshee Elite 7 at home. But yeah, that was a ton of fun. All the Schecter people were great. The NAMM show was just a great experience. We had a ton of fun.
I saw tons of video on it.
Yeah, a couple people did. Yeah, some people did some live streams, and I had a ton of fun, man. That was my first time demoing at you know, NAMM, and it was a great time. I can't wait to do it again. And
so are you officially endorsed by Schecter at this point?
Yes, I have been for I believe a year and a half now. Oh, cool. So yeah, I plan on sticking with them. I absolutely love them. All the people there, top notch. Top-notch people. Yeah,
they're a fun group.
Oh yeah.
I don't even play guitar, but they said they might make me a drum set one day. Who knows?
Wow.
No, but they are really, really rad, and we had a lot of fun with them. They definitely took care of all of us, even though I'm not one of the artists. Yeah. Vodka and whiskey and
I can imagine.
Oh man, yeah, it was a great time.
It's all about relationships in this business.
Yeah.
Relationships.
Yeah, totally, man. I mean, I love that aspect. I'm such a people person, and I'm all about, you know, friends, and I come from a big family, you know, so just you know, stuff like this, when I, you know, like I said earlier, how this tour is just full of a bunch of great people. When I get on a tour where just everybody's my friend, I love it. It just is the absolute best thing for me. Nice. So, yeah.
And Aaron, you didn't you just release a video last month, thy Artist Murder cover drum? Talk about that. That was cool.
Yeah. You know, I just like making videos. Usually I put videos out online of just, you know, playthroughs of Ring songs. I'm going to have a bunch I'm doing a playthrough for every song on this new record. Obviously, after the record comes out, I'll be putting those videos out. But yeah, the Art one, it's a really fun tune to jam. They opened with that on the tour that we did with them last year. Cool. Just dropped super heavy, and like I had said in the video, CJ just joined back, so I figured, you know, wanted to kind of give him a warm welcome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool, man, that you guys, now that you're, you know, gaining some acclaim yourselves, are still fucking fans, and that's great, man.
Man.
You guys are still fans.
Music's music at the end of the day, you know? People are people, music's music. I mean, you can be my friend and I can be in love with your band. You know, like Fallujah, I've known, you know, most of the guys for a long time. I used to play in a band for like a short while with Brian, the guitar player. But I mean, every night I watch them is still like I'm in Candyland. Like I love their set. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Guys, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been my distinct pleasure. Yeah. You guys are awesome. Thank you for giving us so much in this interview. For all the fans out there who want to know about Rings of Saturn, any last words? Anything you would like to say for people around the world who will see this interview?
Well, first off, thank you for watching, and yeah, we got the upcoming album, and just be prepared for something that's totally awesome, all the Rings aspects, and I think it's going to open up a lot of doors musically for everyone, as well as, you know, a lot of people have, you know, quarrels with the band or qualms with the band, saying, oh, you know, it's just shred and this and that. And I think that album's really going to separate, because it really has both. It's a really rounded album. It's got big epic parts. It's got the crushing heavy. It's got the, you know, harmonies that we always do, and it's just a really great record all around. So I'm really excited for everyone to hear it. It was a lot of work, a lot of fun, and, you know, put a lot of effort into it. So I'm hyped. It's a good album.
Thanks, Miles. How about you, Aaron?
I'm just gonna give a big thank you and shout out to all my endorsers: Tama, Meinl, Remo, Vic Firth, Roland, Electronics, Blackcraft, and I think that's everybody. Yeah, all these guys make what I do possible. It's super awesome, great. They make the best of everything that they do in the world. So yeah, go check all those guys out.
And I want to give a shout out to my Go Kristen Tours out there at Nuclear Blast for hooking me up with these cool ass dudes.
Kristen, yeah, and for the Children of Bodom show. Thanks for the Bodom show, that was tight.
Kristen, we love you, lady. We love you wherever you are. Remember, everyone out there, the brand new one from Rings of Saturn is coming out in the summertime. Be sure to pick it up and get it in your hands. You're definitely gonna love it. You saw the band only right here on Rob's MetalWorks.